was Obama's wingman. And what about the Fast and the Furious? And he fought all those subpoenas too. They just settled the case like 2 weeks ago for some of that litigation. What did you do as AG to President Obama that you believe is better than what we're seeing now?
Well, when it comes to Fast and Furious, the thing for which I was held in contempt, and I would say inappropriately held in contempt, we turned over 7,000 documents. I testified 10 times before the Senate and before the House talking about Fast and Furious, and we made available all of the witnesses that Congress wanted to hear from within the Justice Department. The only things that we held back were deliberative materials that talked about how we were going to respond to Congress, not with regard to the substance. All those documents were ultimately released by Attorney General Sessions, and guess what? There was nothing in there of any significance that we were holding back. We were fighting for a principle, the question of making sure that deliberations could occur within the executive branch out of the sight of the legislative branch. But the total way in which Barr and other members of the Trump administration have refused to turn over documents, refused to testify, is inconsistent with the duties that they have as members of the cabinet.
Let's talk about this a little bit more. And also, I want your take on what you think must happen in this upcoming election. What do you think has to be the state of play? What do you think has to be the priority of message and messenger on the Democrat side? There are other things. It's a rare opportunity to have you here. I'm going to milk it. Stay with me through the break, please. Back now, we have more with former AG Eric Holder. It's good to have you. You know, people talk about you a lot on this show, and now having the opportunity to talk to you, I just want to give you one more opportunity on something. When people say, don't look at Bill Barr as some kind of unusually deferential animal in that office. That's how they all are. Holder was the same way. Respond to your critics.
Well, that's not true at all. I ran the Justice Department in a way that it should be run, independent of the White House, making determinations based on the facts and the law that was presented to me. I made determinations and decisions that were not necessarily supported by people in the White House. When I made the determination, for instance, to reopen the inquiry into the CIA abuses with regard to enhanced interrogation techniques, that was not something that was supported by people in the White House. An independent attorney general is critical to our system.
All right, I appreciate you putting that on the record. It'll be helpful going forward. I can guarantee that. So, Jared Kushner, he gives this interview today. He talked about a couple of things that should have been layups. They weren't. The first one, I want your take on. I want to play you the sound. He was asked about whether or not he's ever seen the president be racist or do anything racist. He said, absolutely not. Never. Known him a long time. He said, okay, then what about this? Listen to this.
Was birtherism racist?
Look, I wasn't really involved in that.
I know you weren't. Mm-hmm. Was it racist?
Like I said, I wasn't involved in that.
I know you weren't. Mm-hmm. Was it racist?
Look, I know who the president is, and I have not seen anything in him that is racist. So again, I was not involved in that.
Did you wish he didn't do that?
Like I said, I was not involved in that. That was a long time ago.
How does he not say, yes, it was